Hello and welcome back to the office. Just me. Johnny has gone home. He has, I don't know, done everything he needs to do today. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, nearly dropped the camera then. Thought I'd film another little office vlog for you guys. I'm probably going to try and do this as much as I can now throughout the week. Instead of doing like one big packing video every week, I'll just, pull my orders pretty much every time I get the camera out. It means I'm packing more often anyway, getting the parcels out instead of letting them, take 2 or 3 days to go out, which I have my eBay set up to do that, but it's always best to get them out as fast as possible. So I'm going to try and do that. These videos hopefully will help me stay like 2 days ahead. I do have, let me just sit down for a second. I do have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 parcels. 3 of them I believe are going to the same person, which is cool. So we will be picking those today. But first I want to talk a little bit about spares, repairs, what happens when you buy items. A lot of people watch my videos, and of course if you've watched for any sort of length or time, you're going to know that I like to pick up electronics. So for example, if we go over here, you'll see it's a bit dark down here, but you'll see all my vacuum cleaners, some stuff here which I need to move out of the way. But yeah, all of these, basically pretty much everything on this shelving unit here, all up here, this is all electronics. So I would say 99% of the stuff, and it is honestly about that much. Sorry, I just had an offer, £60, I'll be taking that. It is probably between 90 and 95%, if I'm being honest, 100% honest. Everything works. 5%, maybe not. What do I do when I get something that doesn't work? Do I sell it spares and repairs? Do I just list it as damaged or not working, or whatever that would mean? Some people obviously don't buy electronics at all, so they don't know what the going thing is on eBay. So I'm just going to run through basically what happens when I get stuff in, and what I'm changing as well, because I'm going to be changing a lot of this stuff moving forward. So basically from tomorrow, as you can see, I have way too many vacuums. Now I don't have too many vacuums per se, I just have too many vacuums that I've got listed complete. So going forward, I am going to be parting a lot of them out when I get them in. So if you look at this vacuum cleaner, for example, right now this one is going between, I would say, 60 and 80 pound without a charger, depending on its quality. So is it scuffed? Is it damaged in any way? Is the handle rubber nice? Is it running quietly? Is it, the better the quality, the more you're going to get. However, if I broke this down, I would get a handle, I would get the base unit, I would get the filter section, there's a roller that can come out of there, there's the wheels, obviously the battery as well. You're probably looking at £25 for the battery, you're looking at about £15 for the handle, the filter maybe £5-10, the base section you're probably looking at 30. If the base section's damaged in any way, like I said, you have the rollers that can come out, and you have the wheels. So even if that base is broken or it's not working, you have the filters and the wheels, which basically cost or will be the same income for you as if you sold it all together. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to be parting out. It's like a little bit of an experiment for me. I'm going to get some tubs, and I'm going to part out about 2 to 3 starting of each type. So I will part out 2 of these types of G-Techs. I'll part out 2 of the folding or the telescopic G-Techs, which are smaller. I'm going to part out some of my Shark units, and obviously Henrys and stuff like that I'm not going to bother, because you get the motor head, the top bit and the bottom bit, that's about it. But yeah, I'm going to try that to see if that generates more sales, because obviously a lot of people aren't going to buy a second-hand unit in one piece. They're going to buy the piece that's broken. So this is my theory. So going forward, I'm going to keep some listed, obviously, as complete units, but the rest of it I'm going to part out. So it's going to make my life easier as well, because I get the same type of vacuum all the time, so I can just clean it, part it out, and it can go in the same bucket. Don't have to do any more photos or anything like that, or any more listings. I can just tick on eBay that I've got another one listed, so I can just up the quantity. So that's going to help me out as well, which is going to be really nice. So I'm going to spend less time with them, getting them onto eBay, and hopefully people are going to order the hose pipe and the tube, and they're going to order the motor, and they're going to order the dustbin and all of that kind of stuff more frequently. But having said that, going back to my first original question, what happens when something's broken? Well, like I said, depending on what the item is. If it's a vacuum cleaner, for example, I'm just going to simply part it out. If it's something like a kettle like this, sometimes you'll get these and the lid won't open, or the base doesn't work, or something's wrong with this. So obviously with this, it's going to be very much the same as a vacuum cleaner. Some of this is going to work. So for example, I've got another one here. So let's say I got this one in, and I want to test it, but something's not right. I don't know whether it's the base or the top, but because I've got another one, I'll obviously test the top on here and see if that works, and if that doesn't work, I'll then test this one, which I know is working, on this base, and I'll work out what's actually broken. I'll list the broken piece as spares. Someone may be able to fix that, and then I'll obviously list the base or the top part, whichever happens to be, as working just on its own. So if someone's top bit's broken, they might buy my working top bit, but they don't need the base, and vice versa. So someone will buy it as broken, and they'll fix it, tinker with it, or whatever they want to do, and they'll buy the base, I guess, if they need that, because their one's broken. And that pretty much goes for all of my electronics. I would say 95% of the electronics I buy, there's a contingency plan. If I get it home and something's not working, 95% of the time I can part it in a way where I'll make just as much money, if not sometimes even more, than if I sold it all together as working. So there's always an out, there's always a plan B, pretty much. I couldn't really tell you what would be something that there is no plan B for. Just looking at my shelf, TVs obviously, so flat screens. So let's say for example this white TV doesn't work. Let's say I get that home and that's got a massive crack in the screen. I'm just gonna throw that out, because no one's buying that screen with a crack in it. Now if it came with a remote, or it came with a power brick, some of them have special plugs, they're like round ones instead of like the kettle plugs, they're obviously worth money. So that will hopefully cover at least the amount that I paid for it. There might not be any profit in that at that point, because obviously the screen, if it's fully cracked, no one's going to buy that. It's not worth anyone fixing. It goes straight in the bin. However, if I get it home and let's say for example the DVD player doesn't work on it, that's still completely sellable. People will buy them with broken DVD players. They can plug in an external DVD player, for example, in like a child's bedroom or in a caravan or whatever, not a problem. They'll still buy that TV. I just have to make sure it goes in the title, DVD not working, or read description, whatever. Obviously, sometimes you get an annoying customer who won't read the description of some sort, and that's a pain that will come back. But yeah, other than something like a TV, pretty much everything, there's a contingency plan. I know when I'm buying something, most of the time, what I can get for it in working condition and what I can get for it if something's broken on it. And I put that into my negotiation. So if someone wants £30 for something, I'm going to know when to buy it, when not to buy it, if that's a good price, whether I need to take £10 off to make it worth my time. I'm always thinking worst case scenario as well. This is why I asked the question, and this is a good point actually. Is this broken, or do you know if this works? I ask this quite a lot, and people always say like, why do you ask that question? Aren't people just going to lie to you? Well, actually no. If you put someone on the spot, especially someone that doesn't sell at a car boot often, that question normally makes them be honest. They might not tell you it's broken if you don't ask. They might keep quiet. That's easy to do. Keeping quiet is easy to do. But when you put someone on the spot, oh, do you know if this works? 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you the truth because they're on the spot. In that moment, they're like, last time it worked, you know, or, you know, this bit's not working, or that bit's not working, or this tray's stuck, or whatever. So I always make sure I ask if I'm not sure. And, you know, it's very rare someone tells me this definitely works and I get it home and obviously it doesn't work. That doesn't happen it does happen, obviously, but that question does weed out a lot of items for me. If they turn around and say, oh, actually, you know, that's not working properly, I'll reevaluate what I'm willing to pay for it, or I'll just step away and say, okay, thank you, and I'll move on. So that does really help. So if you are buying at a car boot, don't be scared to ask if something works or not, because 9 times out of 10 they will be honest with you, and it can really help. But yeah, so if it's broken, I can obviously do that with it. So that is good. But yeah, don't be scared of electronics, guys, because like I said, 9 times out of 10 you're perfectly fine, and if something doesn't work, you can pretty much get your money back. At least you got to remember, I'm buying vacuums at £10. You know, getting £10 out of a broken vacuum cleaner is easy. The handle's worth twice that, so, you know. But after a while, you'll know exactly where your price range has to be. Like, some people say, oh, well, why did you leave that item for £2? Well, because I know the difference between making money and not making money, and sometimes it's a couple of pounds. Sometimes it's £20 I have to get, you know, taken off the price. But yeah, that was a little question that people ask me all the time about electronics. I know I've rambled a little bit there with that explanation, but there it is. So going forward, I will be parting out a lot of my vacuum cleaners, so you will be seeing that coming up on the channel a lot more, me going through how that's going. There's the high street, by the way. I think it's raining. No, it's not. Drizzling. It's drizzling a little bit, so that's interesting. But let's just pull these orders, shall we? I don't know whether I'm going to get round to packing them all today, because it is already 3:30 and I do need to get home pretty soon. But let's put the desk up. Here we go. And we have some orders to pull. So on the Donald shelf, we have a Kenwood mixer, which sold for £55. So let's go around here onto the Donald shelf, and it's this one right here. This one's really cool. It has like a retractable plug, which is really nice. I've never actually seen that before. So yeah, £55 on this one, so I will show you it a little bit better. I think I paid £5 for this, maybe £10. I think I remember he wanted 10 and I offered 5 and he took it. And the reason I did that was because I hadn't had this one before, so I wasn't sure if this was a good one or a bad one. It's decent. It's not an amazing one for Kenwood. Some Kenwoods can bring crazy money, not so much that one, so I'm glad I paid 5. 5 into 55 is pretty good. So that one's good. I've sold a DeLonghi coffee machine in box, and that's on air fry. So that's just around here up the top. This red one, actually. Now, I've had this for a while, so I'm glad to see this go. It's been a long time since I've actually bought one of these, because they stopped selling, you know? I used to get these all the time. If you've been watching, I would say at least for a year, the beginning of the CARBOOT season last year, I was buying them all the time. In the box, out of the box, they would sell for 25, 30. All day long, but they just stopped selling, so I stopped buying them. Like, that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, that one's gone, £30. Le Creuset, we've sold an oval casserole dish in box T, so that is down here, straight ahead. It says box T, but is this it? Yes. I was going to say, this box doesn't feel heavy enough to have a Le Creuset pot in, but there we go. Oh, nearly dropped the paint in. Oh, there we are. I feel like that lid's like slightly too small for this dish, but apparently not. Really nice, that one, actually. I don't remember buying that, funnily enough. But that sold for $59.99, so that's a good price. Since I don't remember buying it, I can't tell you how much I paid, but it probably would have been maybe £10, I would say. Right, in L we have a shark pole. So this is actually the pole for the vacuum I parted out, and you would have seen the motor part actually sell in the last video. There we go. And I still have the battery, I think, and the roller to go out. So unless, actually, I think this only had the bucket, the battery and the pole. I don't think I had the roller on that one, which was why I parted that one out. But that one went for $29.99, which is good. We've sold a Miele G23, which went for £110. I took a heavily discounted offer on this one because I was having a really bad day on eBay, and the offer came through, and I was just like, you know what, kind of need the money, so I took it. Probably shouldn't have. I probably should have held out, but you know, sometimes that happens. Actually, I think it's this one here, so I need to move this out of the way. So this is actually a really good vacuum cleaner, but when I bought it, it didn't have the pole with it, which is gutting, because if it had the pole, it's like a special electrified pole with like, it's got like a power connection. I don't know if you can see that, it's got a connection, but it was missing. So this one you can actually like turn and power on with the handle. So if it had the pole, I probably would have got more like 180, and the roller. I didn't have it, so yeah, I think this one was up for 150. They offered 110. I took it. Yeah, but there you go, 110, can't complain. I paid 20 for it, or 10, something like that. Right, V, we sold 2 more of those Rizzlers, Rizzler Concepts. So there we go, 2 more of those going out. Again, I paid £10 for a whole box of these and a bunch of L&B aprons, which I don't even think are listed yet. In the last video, I said none of them are sold, but I don't think they're listed. I could be wrong. But we actually got, oh, they ordered 2 lots of that, so I need to go get another 2. £14. So they actually paid £7 per bundle. So make sure I get them the same ones. There's actually 2 styles, so make sure I get them the same ones, otherwise they'll be confused why they got 2 different styles. But there we go, 4 of those have sold for 14 plus 6 on the last 2, so I've got £20 back already, obviously minus fees and whatnot. But there we go. And we've got 3 sets of books. I don't think me purchasing these books has come out yet on the video, but I paid £5 for all of them, and I still have a load. So I've got a bundle in D, a bundle or 1 in G, and a bundle in L, and someone bought all of them. So D, we got this bundle here. So these are girls' books from, I believe, the 80s, and these are called Debbie. They're called Picture Library Books for Girls. That bundle there went for £20. I've got a single book in G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here we go. So this is a singular one, and this one is I don't know why this one's worth money, but I listed this one separate, £15. I think it's like a special, I don't know, a more desirable one. So that whole bundle went for 20, and that single one went for 15. And then I've got another bundle in L, which also went for £20. JKL. Here we go. So it should be in here. There we go. Right. And I just have to make sure I don't have any of the other ones in here, because I got one other that's like a singular book listed, and that is up for like 30 because it's a number 1 out of like 300 books. It was like the first one. Okay, so that little bundle there was 20, 20 and 15, so £55 plus postage on that, and I paid £5 for all of them and a load of other ones as well, which are still listed. So it's a shame she didn't buy all of them, but I'm gonna take 55 on £5 with still profit to come if the other ones ever sell. It was a gamble, never seen them before, but for a £5 I was gonna take them. Right, something on my computer is playing and I don't know why. There we go. That was another edit that I'm working on, but yeah, there we go. So those are the items that I'm pulling for today. I probably will just, you know, pack these and get on with them, or I might leave them for tomorrow. They don't have to go out for like another 2 days, so I might do those tomorrow morning, but we'll see. It's 3:30. I want to be out of here by 5, so I got an hour and a half, so I might crack on. But there we go, another little office update. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. Do leave comments if you have any sort of question that you would like me to bring up in a future office video. Do leave a comment in this video, because I'll pick the most intriguing comment and I'll put your comment up on screen, and we'll go over it. We'll discuss it in the next video, because it will make a good little topic. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video and in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Beep.